Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, March 12th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is my expanding consciousness is a revolutionary factor in the stories I tell. I'm going to do that again. My expanding consciousness is a revolutionary factor in the stories I tell myself. And as we are finishing up Pisces through this week, as we build into this new moon in Pisces, it's really important that we get clear on these stories and our part in the stories. You know, really is the shift from victor to valor, or victim to taking back the control and the power, I think power is a better word, in your life by realizing the part or the placements or the role you even play in the stories that you're telling. What is your role in these stories? It really is your personal responsibility, finishing up this moon in Capricorn, your personal responsibility to show up in your power, in your stories that you are telling. So today we start our third and final evolution day of Sun in Pisces. And this is a good chance to expand through our consciousness into really understanding our personal consciousness revolution factor that goes on in and through every experience, because every experience becomes a story that we start telling ourselves. Where is that story? Fall in your body, get into this information, and you will be able to shift it. That being said, I think the biggest thing that I do want to talk about is something that we're building into tomorrow. This feels like the strongest energy to me. We have Venus building into a square with Saturn. And this is interesting. Venus is in Aries. So Venus in Aries, really taking ownership of the love that we have for ourselves, loving our I am vibration. And Saturn in Capricorn is the responsibility vibration times 1,000. And so you really are responsible for your love, for loving yourself, for showing up how you love in the world, for showing the love to yourself, not necessarily getting it by, we talked about this earlier this week, applause from society or, pats on the back from society or anybody else in our life. You are responsible for the love cup in your life. So you are responsible for how you are loving yourself. This is an opportunity to get past that. I need to get the appreciation, the love from everything outside of myself, and really dig into the responsibility of loving yourself. And I love this because this connection is going to happen at 8 degrees, and 8 is that energy of responsibility. So this is really, really, really strong energy around the responsibility. How are you showing up in your life? How are you loving your I am? It is so easy to put it out on anyone and everyone else. But ultimately, your expanding consciousness is the revolutionary factor in the stories you tell yourself. Your love for yourself is part of that process. How do you love yourself? What is the story of your love for yourself? What is the story of love that you're telling in the world? And how is that showing up in your life? And do you like it? Do you not like it? If you don't like it, this is a beautiful time for some breakthrough. We have that card again. I like that card this week a lot. All right, so besides that, we do have the moon in Capricorn, which is feeding into this responsibility energy. The moon in Capricorn is making a few connections. The moon will connect to Jupiter in Scorpio. Jupiter is retrograde, so we talked about that, taking off the disguises. Maybe one of the disguises that you wear is the disguise of being loved by society, whereas maybe within yourself, you're not pleased with how you're showing up because there's something that's off for you. That may be the story, that may not be the story, but be willing to look and see, is there any guise going on that connects me to the structure of society and my shadows? And if you can bust through that, that is another step in your personal revolutionary experience. The moon, speaking of revolution, is also going to connect to Uranus, the ultimate revolution, evolution, I don't want to call it a monster, but that's the word that popped into my head. Revolution, evolution, monster, mobster. Whew, big energy. So the square energy, again, there's resistance, and this resistance to the responsibility of our I am. This is happening at 26 degrees. That is 8 energy. That 8 energy going into that again is your personal responsibility to yourself as connected to spirit. I always like the 8 when you look at it, you know, as above, so below. You have this responsibility to show up in your divine divinity. That may have been a little bit too much, but you have that responsibility to show up in that way, in and for yourself. Now, the resistance comes because this isn't something that we've necessarily been taught outside of ourselves so much. It's something that's coming in more and more, being taught, but like that's not what we're taught in schools. And so now is the time to take back that power. Take back your power of telling the story and step back into your authenticity. Now, supporting all of this, the revolution, these shifts, loving yourself, we have the moon shifting into Aquarius. The moon will shift into Aquarius at 3:44 p.m. Moon in Aquarius can take us to a place where we can get kind of mental, compartmentalized. What I like is the moon in Aquarius vibration of being authentic. The moon in Aquarius energy of connecting into your guides, connecting into your tribe beyond. I love that. But be careful that you don't, just mental yourself out of the feelings that are still coming up as we build into Pisces. With the moon shifting into Aquarius, we're moving into the dark of the moon. We're getting closer to that new moon energy. So even though it's Aquarius, stuff's going to come up. Notice when vibrations within yourself feel off. The moon in Aquarius always does attune us vibrationally on another level. So if you can tune into that, you may feel where there's an opportunity for your expansive consciousness revolution process to go on. And speaking of that, the Miracles Now card, I can release ancient pain simply by feeling it. The process of feeling is something amazing. We like to dull ourselves out, dumb ourselves down from feeling because, it can be so hard, and I'm so aware of that. But it's one of the most necessary things. Feelings are a superpower. Then what you do with them and the stories you tell with them, that's another part. But you do need to feel as part of your process to heal. All right, let's look at the Osho cards before we look at Rumi. Breaking through. We're slowing down, taking it easy. Take it easy, be in that chill place, be centered in yourself, and this is allowing some breakthrough. Some old stuff is coming into completion, and rebirth is happening into our power. But I do believe this is through the consciousness. It is the willingness to break through these energies. It is the willingness to slow down, be present, feel, heal, get into these old stories so that we can be back into that energy. So overall, I feel like this is really good. There may be the struggles. I usually say, revolution, evolution days are not generally the easiest days. And this is going to expand from Monday into Tuesday. So it's going to, bridge the days. But usually by the third one, we have a little bit of a grip on it. So hopefully it's not going to be the biggest challenge. Let's get into the Rumi card. We've had this one before, but I love this one. The Blessing of Al-Hakim. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderness. Cleverness is opinion. Bewilderment is vision. And I always remember from my favorite Rumi book, The Essential Rumi, if you could sell your tricks and cleverness, that would be the cleverest trick. So, yes. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al-Kahim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough, and so is your surrender. Mental anguish is soothed, and you are able to accept the unfathomable nature of divinity in its expression of life itself. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is giving up your need to always understand. Let's see. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. If you are uncertain about an issue in your life, be at peace. There is divine healing that can occur most readily in the unknowing. Follow the sacred honoring ritual and know that all is indeed well, beloved soul. Perhaps you are journeying very deep, and your allegiance to your intellectual mind is softening in favor of allegiance to your heart knowing. You may find yourself craving different company with different interests, or finding the world of opinions and debates rather less to your liking, and the worlds of creative expression more nurturing and nourishing to your essence. If this is the case, this oracle comes as confirmation to trust in the changes you feel within, in any and all ways, no matter how insignificant or dramatic they may seem. Know that they are seedlings of a new way that shall grow from one step into an entirely new and more sacred orientation in your life. You will not necessarily have an idea how this will happen or what it will look like, and that does not matter. The acorn becomes the oak because of its innate destiny. It happens without any active participation apart from willingness to grow through life. So it is with the precious blooming now happening within your soul. To know less can bring the greatest gift and blessing of all, to be able to love and therefore live more freely. This oracle comes with a special guidance to bring you peace. Look to the old ways, to the ancient teachings that run as one vein of life-giving love through all traditions. The old wisdoms teach of cycles, of timing, of letting go to allow for new life to happen, and of the greater allegiance and scheme of life to which we must surrender if we are ever to know even a moment's peace. The fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness and soul-inspired action, all at once. You shall become one with the living holy paradox, and the healing power of your love shall know no bounds. The sacred honoring ritual for this, the blessing of Al-Kahim, is, say aloud, I call on the divine presence that loves me unconditionally, and I surrender into your wisdom. Bless me now with the ability to accept your grace, your bounty, and your gift of my life in all its mystery. Help me learn and grow that I may realize the love that lies within all, including my own being. May I dwell in loving mystery of sacred compassion. I call upon the wisdom of the ancient ones, those who love me unconditionally and know truth. May your power and knowledge calm my mind and ignite my spirit, so that I may be one with love, empowered in peace and purpose. So be it. Now rest. You have completed your sacred honoring ritual. And with that, we are done for today. So enjoy this evolution, revolution energy. Remember, there is enough love in the world for you. There's more than enough love in the world for you. And the better it gets, the better it gets. Namaste.